Everyone, welcome to the Fireball Tool channel. I got my collared shirt on. I'm here at FabTech 2019 and I want to show you all the coolest tools. If you're not able to make it to the show, this video is for you. We have two smaller squares to add to the product line, along with a welding table topper, swivel base plier attachments, some magnetic 1-2-3 blocks, and some new tooling for all the squares. The first thing I want to show you guys are these smaller, little individual, I call them little minion squares. They're 6 inches tall, 4 inches wide. They also come in cast iron or aluminum. These are basically to solve the problem of getting into tight, small areas where you need to clamp or fixture something, much like on a gate or railing where there's pickets that need to be trued up or squared to. They're coated in a black oxide coating to prevent rust. We have basically your 30 degrees, your 60 degrees, and your 90 degrees all in the same square, which is the only square we have for sale right now that offers those angles in a fixed position, which I think is pretty spot on. Now we have threaded holes on the face and the back to be able to attach your thumb screws and tabs. The tabs are also a little bit smaller to get into those smaller areas or work with smaller material. We've added these toolless knurled thumb screws to every square, so these come in a set of 4 with every square you get. One of the things I've run into when I fabricate is needing to set a certain distance between two pieces of material, and basically we're making a shim with the squares by using the 60-degree angle and being able to hold our material at a set distance. Table topper is solving the problem of small space but need a professional table. So what we got here is a 1x2 piece of cast iron plate that's been black oxide coated, all with 5/8 holes and designed for the Build Pro tooling. The concept is to be able to add plates together on an aluminum frame and then be able to take the plates off individually by yourself and then be able to put them on top of your table or bench. That way it's manageable. These are also designed to maybe put on the back of your tailgate of your pickup truck or take it to a remote location and then be able to stack them and haul them easily and have a precision work surface just about anywhere you want. The frame underneath precision locates the frame's center to center distance, keeping your 2-inch hole spacing as you cross over from plate to plate. All with the use of this cool little adapter. You drop that sleeve in there, it locates the plate to the base, and then you just bolt through with the socket-headed cap screw, and now you have a perfectly centered, located plate. And it's also designed with this boss on the back to be able to use the Build Pro ball lock bolts and be able to have clearance for them to stick out the bottom of the plate and not interfere with your table. The base of the table topper is constructed out of heavy aluminum bar in a grid or a ladder style to support the cast iron plates on top. If there ever is any sag in your plate, you have this cool adjustment foot here in the center to take the sag out of this aluminum bar and keep it straight. So as you can see, you can be able to put one of the little fireball vices on the corner of your workbench, drop some ball lock bolts in the table topper when you're not using it for fabrication, and then use it at just a normal workbench or station with a simple lockdown of the vise, and off you go. So last year we came out with the shim packs, which go from 3/16 all the way up to 2x2x1 shims. Well, this year we've introduced a 1-2-3 block with magnets on 3 sides. The magnets that are inside the blocks are replaceable, and that way they're really close to the surface, so you can just wipe off any metal grit that gets on them or just blow them off with an air hose. But these make a great asset to your fabrication. Because the blocks have magnets on 3 sides, they still want to stick together without wanting to oppose each other. The idea is if you want a tall stack up of shims, start with the 1-2-3 block and then build from there. It's a lot more stable base when you start with a bigger block first, and then just add your shims as necessary to get your correct height to be able to place your material on top or use as a spacer. All the pliers you can buy off the shelf right now for these fixture tables just have a single center locating pin to be able to drop into the holes of these tables, and they pivot around that 360 degrees. Well, there's a problem with that. If you need to pinpoint your location of where you want to hold a piece of work or material, it seems like no matter what, the hole is never in the right place to reach for exactly where you want, and you're spending a lot of time fiddling around with trying to find the right hole. The other problem is, maybe if you do find the correct hole for your part, that it's right in your way to be able to get in there with your TIG torch or welder. And that's not optimum to be comfortable when you're welding. A solution to this problem is to simply add a swivel base to your plier. And this block right here can be added to any of your existing pliers that you already own, or just buy the whole pliers from the website complete. And what that's going to allow me to do is to put it in the hole, a hole that I choose, that I want, that this clamp's going to be out of my way for when I weld. And now I have a 2-inch swath of path to where I can now precisionally locate where I want to be able to clamp to. I can choose this hole, right? We can rotate it back. Oh, nailed it. That's pretty easy. I can choose a hole over here. Now I'm able to locate the tip of the plier exactly where I want to clamp. No longer is the table constraining me where I put my plier. I'm able to choose the hole that I want to use. If you already have the squares, we've come up with some cool attachments to be able to improve your flexibility of the use of your tool. So what we have are these pins, and we have them in 2-inch and 1-inch wide parts. They thread into the holes where your tabs normally go into. And where this would be handy is something like hooking the edge of your table or parts, and then be able to use it as a reference surface that way. Or if you want some elevation to lift and get over parts, you're able to put the material underneath of it now and go over the top by having a taller square. So if you're working with some large diameter tubing or pipe, if you don't, you're working down here and you can't really get a clamp. It wants to roll. So by simply adding some extensions to the bottom of your square, you're able to elevate it up and then now able to grab the center line of your tubing or pipe or part. It's a neat addition and it increases your capabilities of the squares. Hope you guys enjoyed the FabTech 2019 demo. I hope you like the new tools. If you need more information, pricing, or descriptions, be sure to check out fireballtool.com. I'll catch you on the next one.